Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Yeah, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studio.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live on location. And again, we are at the Louisiana Restaurant Association Baton Rouge chapter golf tournament here at U Club. LRA.
Yep, there's a lot of distractions as the morning goes on. And again, everybody knows that who listens every now and then. We are diagnosed squirrel seers over here hosting this show, and there's a lot of squirrels out here today. A lot.
Just the most.
It's just the most. I mean, we got fresh herbs being brought in over here. I don't know what he's cooking up. He's cooking up something fun.
Okay, so I don't know this because typically that tent is the superior tent.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's a margarita machine there in the back left. And let me just tell you, my former partner would indulge.
Sure. I mean, it is a Monday.
During the show.
It is a Monday at 8.
I mean, somebody's got to take care of these margaritas. It might as well be tea. So, yeah. LSU spring football.
Okay.
Starting this week.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Exciting. Looking forward to it. I know that our guy, Hoot Palmero, is going to have a little station survey out probably a little bit later today. No big deal. Me and Matt both turned in our answers. It's not that big of a deal. Definitely saw that email before he sent the third text to remind us. And it was kind of, what are you excited about for LSU football? Like, what are you looking forward to? You can check the answer out later on LouisianaSports.net, but we'll spoil our answers maybe here for you here in this segment. So, Matthew, the thing that you're most looking forward to for the Louisiana State University Fighting Tigers.
That bird's got a fish in its mouth.
Where?
It just
you can't. Wait, you cannot tell me that.
Well, it did. It just went by the tree. It had a fish in its mouth. Love that.
What kind of bird was it?
It was a fish-eating bird.
A pelican?
Was not a pelican.
Okay.
That'd be in its bill. You wouldn't be able to see that one.
Well, I didn't know if it was like mid-bite. I don't know.
Yeah.
Swallow those.
But anyway, that was fun to see that. Spring football. Okay. So two things. For one, I don't really get excited for anything in spring football, honestly. Usually, in the normal situation,
right. Yeah,
spring football's awful.
Back,
As players, we hated spring football.
It wasn't great.
Once spring football was over, as a player, as a coach, you never went and watched the film again. You didn't talk about spring football. You're not sitting in training camp and you're like, hey, remember that the second week of spring ball when this happened? You never do that. So spring ball is just, it's an exercise to get out there and play a little football. You get a little bit of evaluation done normally in any normal circumstance, any normal year. However, this year is a little bit different because of the lane train. And that is the whole reason that there is any excitement or buzz. Well, we thrive, we thirst for football, any football news here in South Louisiana, of course. Especially when it comes to LSU football. So, there's always going to be news coming out of spring. So there's a couple things to look out for. Certainly, the battle for the backup quarterback job will certainly ensue. Landon Clark, who's on Longstreet. And I just want to going into spring, don't count out Landon Clark on this whole deal. I know that Longstreet, he's former 5-star guy.
Yeah.
He's got all these accolades and different things. Don't count out the small school guy. And, of course, Lane Kiffin doesn't care. He's proven it everywhere he's been. He doesn't care who you are, what your resume is, how many stars you got. Now, this day and age, it's a professional football, so the money plays an impact, certainly money and promises, things like that. Yeah. So certainly Sam Levitt is going to be the guy once spring's over and once he gets he's a full go and he can play at 100% again. He'll be the guy. So this is going to be a great opportunity for these two quarterbacks to show what they have, what they can prove. And again, I'm just telling you, don't count out the Landon Clark kid. Like, it's hard to tell a lot of the footage and a lot of film. You go back, yeah, he looked great where he was.
Yeah.
JUCO? Yeah.
No. Elon.
Elon. He looked great on the Elon game tape because I watched a lot and I saw the highlights. You're not going to go back and like find a full all 11 game to go watch it, but you can watch the highlights. However, you got to be careful watching highlights because everybody looks like Joe Montana a handful of plays in their career.
If you look like Joe Montana, then that's when you're in trouble.
That's when you got an issue.
Yes.
But certainly he looks the part in those clips that we've seen, but he's talented and Lane doesn't care. So if he's the better guy, he's the better guy, period, end of story. And that's the way it should be, right? So it's going to be exciting to watch. And how that and how we adapt and can implement the high-flying offense. But the main thing this spring, and I'm curious, is how is he going? How is Lane and that offense going to utilize Trades? So that is what I'm most excited about, and I believe that if he is utilized the right way in this high-flying, fast-paced offense, he can be the most dominant player on offense in the entire country. So it's going to be one of these deals where if you do it the right way, and we believe that's why Lane came here, because he is an offensive guy. He knows how to put up points. He's got this system in place. He's fast-paced, and everywhere he's gone, they've done it, right?
Yeah.
So he's got this weapon that nobody else has, and the skill set, the stature, the size, all the things that he has, he can be the most dominant player on offense in the entire country in college football, and that is not an overstatement. We've seen glimpses of that. We saw glimpses of this past year on a terrible offense. So when you put him in the right situation, if you and yeah, he's a tight end, I guess, on the prairie, but he's a wide receiver.
Right.
You're going to split him out for the most part. He's going to make his plays, but he is a willing blocker, certainly.
Right.
But if they can find a way to do it, he can absolutely take the college football world by storm this year, and I'm so excited to see it. So I just want to see, are we going to get a glimpse of that this spring? Or is, like, if I'm looking at it from a realistic standpoint, this whole spring's going to be, we're going to install 20 plays, and we're just going to get used to the speed, the tempo, calling the plays at the line of scrimmage and going fast. Like, all we're trying to do this spring is go fast, which is probably what we're going to see. We're not going to see a lot of the game plan, of course, not the game plan stuff, but really I want to see how are they going to utilize him and can they get him going, because the sky's the limit for that kid. And if you got talent around him that's going to distract and take away double team opportunities, because he's going to see his fair share of double team opportunities.
Yeah, even if it's not double team, and you could speak to this way better than I could, even if it's not straight up double teams, there's going to be coverages to try to stop him.
And let me tell you something about the speed of what.
Oh, I like that. That was like a Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother.
Come on, brother.
Let's go.
All right, you ready?
I can't wait.
All right, so the defense's worst nightmare when you're trying to game plan is speed.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about 4-3 speed. I'm talking about speed of snapping the ball, getting to the line of scrimmage. So what Lane Kiffin's offense does, you get to the line of scrimmage, you call a play fast, and you run it. What does that not do? That does not give the defensive time to call anything intricate.
Right.
It's hard to call these intricate blitzes, these walk-around pressures, these disguises. You got to call pretty base plays. Yeah. And it's tough on a defense. We saw it. We saw it this year.
Yeah, because, I mean, LSU had a very aggressive defense, and when you're going that fast, it is hard to get all those things going. And I hope, to that point, I hope that LSU's playmakers understand and get the tempo that it's going to take, because Ole Miss is dead.
Yep.
I always talked about it was so impressive. They would make an incredible one-handed catch, toe tap on the sideline, and there was no celebrating. It was they'd go grab the ball. If it was on the ground, they'd grab it and they'd rush it to the middle of the field and spot the ball.
Yep.
Like, you don't just have that. Like, that's practiced, and that's a buy-in to understanding how fast you want to go, because if you do that, all those exotics that we talk about, those go out the window.
Yeah, and there's another element to that. Not only the exotics. So, like, I learned this lesson in the NFL when I was, where was I at? I was in Buffalo.
Where in the
world
is Matthew Clayton Clinton?
We were in Buffalo, and I was there for 3 weeks. Not a big deal. And
Number 17.
Number 17.
Pretty much passed it to Josh.
Yeah, pretty much. It was kind of like 18 up there. I passed it down. So we're sitting there, and we're not very good, right? And the starter's out. They're playing like the third-string quarterback. I had just got there. I was going to be the backup. We're playing the Bengals at the time, which with Coach Zimmer, who was basically the godfather of the double A-gap blitz, which is, if you've heard Jake and I talk when we're watching film and stuff, there's nothing harder to protect in a game plan against than a double A-gap muggers with 2 linebackers in the A-gap, and when you're like in 11 personnel. It's just it's impossible. You have to guess. There's a lot of guesswork involved. There's so many different things. And he's basically the godfather. Like, he created this. And there, at the time, this was 2014 or 15, like, nobody had come up with a great answer for it. So we're playing them, and I'm like, oh, we're going to get crushed. Well, we go into this game with like 10 plays just to go fast. They didn't get in double A-gap once in that game, and we beat them.
Yeah, because that was their bread and butter.
That was their bread and butter.
Because
you went so fast, you did not allow them to get into those exotic looks.
Right.
Now, the other element that this is going to bring in with this speed, you also can't call it exotic coverages, which means double teams. It's going to be hard to double team Tre'Davious Green in the speed up, hurry up the LSU offense is going to operate in. And I don't know if Lane Kiffin's ever had a weapon like this guy.
No, I mean, his tight end last year was good at Ole Miss, but he was built more like, I know you hate this, but he was built more like a Y tight end than a Tre'Davious tight end, like a traditional, 265-pound tight end.
Now, I know Lane's had a lot of talent, but like you look at the weapon of the size, the speed, the hands, the ability.
Willing blocker, which is important in his role.
You aren't going to be able, of course, the pressures, you're going to have a lot more vanilla pressures and defenses you face, but they're not going to get an opportunity to double a lot. Like, if you go into the huddle in the red zone and operate at a normal tempo, you can call these plays. All right, we're going to shade the safety over. We're going to double team. If they're going to score, they're not going to score with that guy.
Right.
Like, you shut that one person down and make them make a play somewhere else. It's just hard to do that. So I'm excited to see it. I really do think that he's going to be on the trajectory of certainly All-American, certainly All-World, whatever the accolade is for a tight end. He's going to get it.
Ooh, Mackey Award? Pretty sure it's the Mackey Award. I feel good about that.
Absolutely.
I feel pretty good about that. That's a great breakdown there, bud. I mean, you went Hulk Hogan. You had notes. You had facts.
I had to redeem myself from when you left me by myself in a baseball segment. Probably know what the listeners need. To
be fair, the guy who had the blower turned up to an 11, and he was right there, and I couldn't hear a word Tay was saying. I didn't even know if they were throwing it back to us at the point. So, I had to go kindly ask him.
So I don't know, I don't know if you next, if the lawnmower guy comes back, if you want to bring up the warrant out ran, then just leave. Is that what you're going to do next?
No, I'm not. Well, you already covered that.
We did.
We covered that earlier in the show.
Yeah, obviously.
All right. It wasn't a lawnmower. It was a leaf blower. Those leaves are fine.
I think we did get in the head with the leaf, though.
It's fine.
He was right behind us.
I know.
Snuck up on us.
He did.
Anyway, when we get back from break, you got to give us what you're excited about on spring ball, because I kind of took over the mic there.
That's great. That was great. That's exactly what I was hoping for, and I will give you what I'm looking forward to the most when we come back here. We are at U Club. Going to be here, obviously, all morning long. And so looking forward to spring football. Unfortunately, they're a morning practice team.
I know. That's the only thing I'm a little bit nervous about the season. Not many championship teams practice in the morning.
A lot of them are moving into the mornings. I don't know. I mean, I guess because the school portion of it's like online now for all these kids.
I don't know. I just think it's real dumb.
Yeah. What do you want, a midday or an afternoon?
Afternoon.
Oh, okay.
I want to go in there. I want them to start getting their ankles taped about 12:45, 1. Get into the meeting rooms at 1:30, 1:45.
Okay.
Walkthroughs at 2:45.
So you wanted the pro schedule.
And practice from 3 to 7.
3 to 7.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I don't think they can do that anymore.
We're hitting hard.
All right. Again, we are here with Louisiana Restaurant Association, the Baton Rouge chapter. It is their annual golf tournament. A big part of the impact is Pro Start. It's now in 70 schools statewide, including 21 right here in Baton Rouge, developing the next generation of talent. Congrats to Chalmette High School. Shout out Devin Snow, Chalmation.
Okay.
He didn't go there, though. Maybe. Where'd you go to high school? They just won both culinary and management at the Louisiana Pro Start Invitational and will represent the state at nationals in Baltimore. Events like this help make those opportunities possible. So, again, shout out to LRA. We will take a break. I'll give you my spring football take, thing I'm most excited about when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GCOPnet.com. Gulf Coast Office Products, the leader in office solutions here in the Gulf South. Now, the thing that sets them apart is they can handle anything. They got multiple locations, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, North Shore, New Orleans. They got all of that, right? They have all the latest technology, all the new toys in the office game. So that's good. But the best part is you get that with incredible customer service of a mom and pop. And I mean that in the best way possible. The person you're going to call and that picks up the phone is the person that helps you. They don't transfer you 7 times. They don't, kind of give you the runaround and say that they'll be there to fix your issue. And then all of a sudden they're not there in that window. They'll see you the next day. That's not the case. Every time they are going to make sure that they get to the bottom of every single thing. And that is GCOPnet.com.
Our Gold Coast Office Products. Louisiana's a leader when it comes to that office tech, and what sets them apart is that service team. Get back up and running. If your office goes down, any technology, they can get you back up and running fast right there. Gulf Coast Office Products, GCOPnet.com.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Bayou Automotive.
Couple things here. First off, sir, you have 76 missed calls, 262 text messages, 3,405 emails.
Sure.
That is unacceptable, sir. Then move that back. That's yours.
I think those are voicemails.
Even worse.
Okay, so, all right, look, my home alarm company, fantastic. They're great. However, once one of the little batteries and one of the sensors goes down, they call me about 9 times a day to tell me my battery's low.
All right.
And
I think it's the text messages that's the most surprising. Like emails, I'll let my email kind of get out of hand a little bit.
Yep.
Text messages, no. I mean, 200 and something. Like those poor people.
Yeah, so that's what happens. And to people who know me, and they know that sometimes I don't get back to them every now and then.
Minus the sometimes.
I get a little distracted throughout the day, and that's okay. Yeah,
I was doing a card show this weekend.
That's how the good Lord made me.
I was doing a card show this weekend. It was a lot of fun. Shout out. And they said, yeah, we'd like to have Team OTV here, like you and Matt together. We reached out to them a couple times.
Yep. And that's on me.
Louisiana Card Con was the show's a great success, I think. I mean, I was there Saturday. It was packed.
Yep.
Lamar Dixon.
So if you do know me and I haven't got back to you, it's not you. It's me.
Okay.
So.
Go look yourself in the mirror sometimes.
Look yourself in the mirror.
We want to talk about this chair?
And this weak chair you talking about?
Yeah.
This chair that clearly.
T-Bob sat in that chair many, many times doing remotes
one?
here. Yeah, and, he's pretty hard on chairs, too, but he didn't break it. You did.
Yeah, I did break a rocking chair. I don't know how. I mean, I guess.
Have you never been to Cracker Barrel, my guy? You didn't know? First timer?
First timer. I tried to rock sideways, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I broke a chair, guys. It's something that everybody does at least once in their life. And it's always embarrassing, right? But got to remember, muscle weighs more than fat.
That's true. I mean, you're about to be a hybrid rock star.
It's true. Oh, my God. Don't remind me. Friday morning, be doing my High Rocks event.
Live call into the show.
I've been training 1 to 2 times a week for the last couple months.
That's right. We're excited.
It's a lot for me.
Excited to hear how it goes. All right. Spring football take from Matthew earlier. Great breakdown. Trades Green, probably the thing he's most excited about. I am going to go, probably no surprise here, I'm going to go with the running backs, if they had one. Harlan Berry and Caden Durham. Why am I going to be excited for them? Well, I'm excited because LSU's run concepts were horrid last year. They were basic. They were vanilla. They had no diversity in the run game, and it didn't set up anybody for success. It didn't set up the running backs for success. It didn't set up the offensive line for success. It didn't, because you didn't really do different things. Like, you kind of ran the same stuff, and you didn't switch it up. And teams knew when you're running the football, you were going to run out of mostly 11 personnel, and it was going to be zone out of shotgun. It doesn't really terrify anyone. And you tried a couple of times to run duo, but you were so predictable when you did it, it didn't really matter. So let's go back to last year's Ole Miss running game, okay? They ran the football 539 times. I like that. But the thing I like even more, of those 539, they ran outside zone 9% of the time, inside zone 28% of the time, duo 26% of the time, power 14% of the time. They ran a power.
Get out of here.
73 of them. LSU
in the SEC?
Yeah, LSU didn't run a single one.
You can do that?
You can. It's not illegal.
I thought there was a rule.
Nope, you can pull the guard. You can even pull two people on counter, which they ran 12% of the time. They ran draw 18 times. They ran pull lead 23 times, which was 5% of their run game. So as you can tell, very diverse. Because if I sat here and I pulled up what LSU ran just a year ago,
they threw some counters in there.
They ran inside and outside zone a combination of 60% of the time. Counter was the only change of pace thing that they had, and they ran 38 of them. Look at that number, Matthew, for our listeners. Tell them what that highlighted number right there says. Right there. That one right there.
That says 0.
Under PWR, which stands for
0.
power. 0% of the time. That can't happen in no run game in America. It can't happen at this level. It can't happen at the pro level. It can't happen on Greg Olson's 7th grade team that him and Luke Kuechly coached together. It can't happen on any level of football, right? Hell, I'm pretty sure we got closer to running a power in flag football last year than LSU football actually did, all right? Diversity in the run game helps everybody. It keeps the defense on their toes. Allow them to say, oh, gosh, here's that tendency where they're going to run inside zone at a gun. So for the offensive line, that helps them. But for the running backs, this is a running back group that still both averaged over 4 yards a carry, and I don't know how in the running scheme that they were running behind. So we know Lane Kiffin wants to run the football. Don't allow the tempo and the fast-paced nature of this offense to think it's air raid. It is not air raid. It is we want to run the football first and foremost. Before we do anything else, that's what we want to do. Mm-hmm. All right, so you've got two backs that are very capable. All right, you've got Caden Durham, who, freshman of the year in the SEC, going back a couple years ago. You've got Harlan Berry, who I really like.
Maybe if Harlan Berry's averaging 9 yards a carry, maybe give him a carry in the second half.
maybe feature him in the second half as well. That's right. The running back rotation, which was head-scratching, to say the least at times, even last year. So go out there, run the football, which you're going to do. Be diverse in the run game, which you've always done, and you're going to see much better results. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most. It helps everybody out. Like, I can't imagine being an offensive line that did not have the opportunity to run a stinking power. Down, and around. The most basic concept in football. I mean, my guy Jim Taylor and the Packers, they were running power. All right? John Riggins for the Redskins, he was running power. Mike Allstott for the Bucs was running power. I mean, we could go on football, across football timeline. Power's been power. And you ran goose egg, not a single one. So,
you know who else ran power besides Jim Taylor? Also the Seahawks this past year, Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, they're pretty good at it.
So it's not like an outdated play.
No, it's not. It's like, it blew my mind. And like, you would ask about it, and like, we just want to feel good about our guards in that situation. How do you know? How do you know? Because I went to practice a bunch, never saw one there.
Well, Every week, every day, they practice for an hour and 15 minutes, brother.
That's true.
So they got to see
time. They didn't have time.
They didn't have time to practice.
But like, I would get the answer like, we didn't love our guards in power. Like, what? How do you know if you don't do it? And power's not a practice play. Like, you can run it. You got to run it. I mean, you got to work on it. Power's going to be better in the. It's a violent run. How are you going to do a violent run in practice and think that you know what the outcome's going to be? Because practice, you can't play at the same, like you can try to do the same things. You can simulate like what you're trying to do, but it's a violent run. You got people crashing down. You got a guard that's pulling around for a kick out violently. And then the running back's going A-gap to expand, and he's hitting it downhill full speed. It's hard to get that in practice, but you're basing you not running that play off, we don't like our guards in practice running power.
But you have to run inside zone or inside run drills. You have to run 9-on-7s. You have to do live short yards. They didn't do those things in practice. So how can you work on it? And Jake, when you run power, you have to commit your tackles to blocking run plays instead of holding up for potential RPO passes and behind it. So it was just that is a very. There's a lot to be excited about going into this season, certainly. And again, like this is coming from a guy that just despises spring football. Just from I think it's so overrated, and you don't get a lot out of it from a certainly a fan's perspective. But as a player, I hated it. Wasn't like you're not working towards anything. But this year in particular, very excited, just because you're coming from the struggles, offensive struggles from the past year. Can't wait. Like we haven't even brought up like Blake Baker coming back and being able to even hone in his defensive strategy even more, because guess what? He gets to learn from a guy that everybody struggles against offensively. Yeah. So I expect that the defense will be better and better. But certainly, this is LSU. We got to be able to run the football. And so we know that's as much as Lane gets credit for, throwing the ball in the passing game and touchdowns and all that and fast-paced stuff, he doesn't get enough credit for the commitment that he does have to that running game. And it's a quarterback's best friend. It's a receiver's best friend. It's an offense's best friend. If you can sit there, snap the ball, we're running it. I know we're running it. Let's see what happens.
Spring football, I believe tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first practice there. Again, going to be early, so
we got some Saints jerseys.
Maybe if they number 22 or Rashid Shaheed from a year ago.
I guess so. We'll figure it out.
One of those falls off the truck. I got you, bro. All right. Hopefully they start practice at 10. Maybe we can go over there for a little bit. And I think they're going to practice longer than an hour, so we'll get there in time. We'll see.
Longer than an hour.
All right. More OTB when we come back here live from U Club.
Off the bench.
Hey, go to FABT.com, FABT.com. First American Bank and Trust. They've been in the game for over 100 years. That's right, over 100 years. They've been in the game for over a century, and that's because they do things the right way. You don't stay in the game that long unless you're doing everything the right way, unless you are rooted in the local community, and that's the best part about FABT, because those decisions, your home loan, your business loan, they're going to be made right here in Louisiana, in your own backyard. They don't have to call San Francisco. They don't call New York. They don't call Chicago. They do it here. They do it locally, and they've been doing it, again, for over 100 years. Go to FABT.com.
That's right, First American Bank and Trust. When you're gonna work with a banker, if you need to set up a mortgage, if you need a business loan, whether it's commercial, whether it's personal, residential, whatever it is, make sure you're doing it with a local company that's making a local decision. So when you call them, there's no phone trees, there's no out-of-state decisions, just honest banking built on trust. First American Bank and Trust, FABT.com.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB out here at U Club. Of course, our Monday show is brought to you by Bayou Automotive. Shout out to Bayou Automotive. Shout out to the Black Widow package. Check it out on their website, BayouAutomotive.com. Multiple vehicles, you're going to have that Black Widow option. I love that it's even got its own page right there on Bayou Automotive. The Ram, the Jeep, the F-150, the F-250, the F-350, the F-150 Raptor, all can be in that Black Widow package. And let me tell you, as somebody that's been fortunate enough to drive around a Jeep Black Widow over the last couple of weeks, it is incredible. I mean, it has been incredible weather, top down, every feature you can imagine. Go to BayouAutomotive.com, BayouAutomotive.com. There's somebody that just got dollar bills in the National Football League. Somebody that's a pretty good little football player there. Somebody that certainly burst onto the scene this year as maybe one of the best at his position in the NFL. And, well, he's not going to have to worry about financial difficulties anytime soon.
No, he won't. He'll be okay. JSN up in Seattle. 4 years, $168.6 million.
It's Jaxon Smith-Njigba for those out there that aren't in the lingo.
With $120 million of that fully guaranteed.
$120 million fully guaranteed.
$20 million guaranteed. Like, these guaranteed numbers are absolutely unheard of and insane. So good for him. I mean, I'm hoping that, I've said this for years, that all the contracts get fully guaranteed. You know what? Just like every other sport in the whole world.
Yeah.
Maybe make a contract guaranteed. So if you're going to do it, if you're going to pay the big bucks, I mean, good for him. What an incredible season he had, certainly. And certainly got me thinking a little bit, as I often do.
You about to try to go back to play receiver?
About state income tax. Because Washington.
That is your first thing that you do when somebody signs a new deal.
Washington has no state income tax. So that's a pretty big raise, but he better, I hope he front loaded this, because the state of Washington voted in, starting in 2028, a millionaire's tax of 9.9% for anybody making $1 million or more of income. So he's going to get a 10% pay decrease in 2 years.
If you're successful, we're going to tax you.
So, yeah, it's 10%, 9.9% on a millionaire tax coming in 2028. So if anybody worried about Jaxon Smith-Njigba's income, how much he's going to clear? Well, he's going to clear a lot in the next 2 years, but 10% less in 2028.
Yeah, I wonder, like, if you if it's $120 million guaranteed, I wonder how much, like, initially, because look, he knows that's coming.
Right.
Right, so he had to front end that thing. Like, no doubt, right?
It seems crazy to think that.
And John would try to take care of him too.
Agents would kind of like.
It doesn't matter to John Schneider.
It's funny how, like, you wouldn't think people would make decisions based on little things like that, but that's a significant amount.
Tax,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. 10% of, what was it,
120 million guarantee,
168.6 million. Yeah. It's a pretty big number, bud.
Yeah. Pretty big. Pretty large.
Yeah.
So, that's they got that new sweet tax.
So the Seahawks did have, let's see, before this, they had $42.1 million in salary cap space.
They spent it.
So they had room to do this. It's pretty incredible. The Seahawks, and I think we talked about this on this show, but of dead money, to tell you how good John Schneider and that staff are, they only had $483,000 of dead cap money.
Say it again.
They only had $483,000 of dead cap money.
Yeah, well, the blueprint's out there.
The Saints have $113 million in dead cap money.
Don't worry about it.
$113 million, and the Super Bowl champions have 400-something thousand of dead cap money.
It's not important, bud. We had the best draft class last year.
It's true.
And we hit some bangers in free agency.
You know how hard that is to have the roster that the Seahawks have and only have $483,000 of dead cap money?
Yeah. Well, we've turned
every decision they've made has been positive.
Well, the blueprint's out there how to successfully be a GM, and John Schneider is the best GM in the NFL. And I don't even know if that it can be argued if you like a guy or like your team, you got a good player, you got a quarterback, whatever. But if you want to go look to see who's done the best job, top to bottom, pretty much every aspect of his job.
Yeah.
He's completely built a team and coaching staff twice and brought him to a Super Bowl.
Sure.
Like twice.
Completely different
think
teams.
About it. Completely different teams, players. There's nothing the same besides maybe a couple strength coaches and athletic trainers.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe some secretaries are the same. There's some carryover. But he has built the team from scratch through the draft with new coaches twice and won a Super Bowl. And you could argue with not one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL either on both teams.
Yeah. No doubt.
Maybe the worst.
I mean,
With
first
one of
time,
them.
I mean, that guy.
That guy.
Unlimited. It is crazy. You look at the playoff teams. It's like Chargers only have $5 million of dead cap. You look at the Seahawks. I mentioned the 483,000. You look at the Panthers, only 16. 49ers do have 39. Steelers only have 12. The Broncos only have 1.2 million. The Rams only had 10 million. It kind of gives you an idea, like, of these front offices and how well they're doing and the decisions that they're making, and not giving out just contracts to Jags, just a guy.
The Jag.
Because, like, look, the Dolphins, 89 million, bad football team. The Jets, 91 million, bad football team. The Raiders, 52 million, bad football team. The Saints, 113 million, bad football team.
I'm sure we'll get some of that back because, look, the phones are blowing up with this Derek Carr trade situation. We're going to get something good out of it.
Yeah.
We're going to get something. Look, it's not a great situation on the dead cap space. Like, makes you sick to your stomach as a fan base. Yeah, it's not your money, but you understand it's not your money, but it puts you in a bad spot just from a business standpoint, an overall organization standpoint. It's not a great look, but you know what? I think Mickey's learned from his mistakes of the past, and certainly there have been plenty of mistakes to learn from. But let's be positive.
Okay.
The salary cap looks good.
All right.
We got good players.
Let's see, where
we got
are
a
they right
franchise
now?
QB. We hit on the draft last year. We're about to hit on a second draft in a row. Making limits, we learned from mistakes. And he's on a heater right now.
Yep. All right. 13.2 million in cap space. There you go.
Boom.
So you can sign your draft class.
Bingo. That's all you need.
The Bears are 243,000 under the cap. They're going
Under?
They're still going to, well, because you had to be under by the start of the league year. So they bare minimum. So they're going to have to still make moves to sign their draft class.
Yep. You got it.
How would you feel if you're the Dolphins?
Not great. I don't even know what you're about to say.
You have $2.1 million in cap space. And now they're dead money because of the Tua deal. It just became official in the books earlier. They're $179 million in dead cap space. $179 million in dead money.
Saints fans, you're not
last anymore.
You're not the last.
And the Jets went up to $111 million.
Let's go.
Good God. If I'm a Dolphins fan, I've got $2.1 million to spend, which is nothing. You're going to have to still make moves to sign your draft class, and you're paying $180 million to nobody that's going to help you this year. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
You got a guy who was not a great college head football coach as your head football coach. As far as, success, I mean, I'm not saying, he doesn't know football. The guy obviously does, but at Boston College, they didn't go out there and win the league or anything. He's now your coach. You took a big gamble on Malik Willis to be your starting quarterback.
We'll see how that one plays out. I mean, certainly shown signs.
Yeah.
And it was really good, but I mean, I think still
for the Packers.
I think he's still just 2-2 as a starter, I believe, if I'm remembering off the top of my head correctly.
So thank God for the Dolphins.
No, the Dolphins. They're I'm not gonna say they're the worst, but they're just never you can clip this if you want. They're never gonna win the Super Bowl again. It's not gonna happen.
It's the last one they won the year they went perfect. 72.
Right? Yeah, they'll always have that year.
Yeah.
But they're just not gonna win it. It's just I've said it. There's too many distractions in Miami for kids that are 22 to 30 years old. There's just too many distractions to win a championship.
Well, what are you talking about?
Distractions.
Too many Dave and Buster's?
Too many Dave and Buster's.
Got it.
Too many movie theaters.
That's right.
Sock ups.
Go see a picture show.
Mm-hmm. Skating rinks. Too many of them.
That's what Les used to tell us. Go see a picture show.
A what?
A picture show.
Les, what are you talking about?
It's that. All right, we'll take a break. More when we come back here live from U Club. It is OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. When you go to getgordon.com, you can have a chat right there with a live agent on the homepage of the website. You can see cases they can handle in the courtroom, past client results. All that is at your fingertips at getgordon.com. You can see on social media at getgordon is going to be the handle to see what they got going on all throughout the state of Louisiana with the G team and the athletes, also in the local communities doing different things like the bike giveaway they do every single year, which is incredible. You can always pick up the phone and give them a call. Your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
That's right. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. They are there when you need them. And you never know when you're going to need. You never know when a little fender bender is going to happen. You never know when you might be at the job site and you get injured. You never know when you're going to need somebody that knows exactly what they're doing to fight for you and get exactly what you deserve. So if any of those things happen, if you have been injured, just remember, look, it's not your fault. There are people out there, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, that can help you get what you deserve. Anywhere in Louisiana, it's 888-8888. Go visit them at getgordon.com.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB. We are here live at the golf event for LR8. LRA certainly does it right. We're here every single year, and well, as I told you, the tents are starting to pop up, and they got the prizes out. The gift bags are out. LRA's been doing it for a long time, and we always appreciate them having us out here to do our show at U Club for it. And always want to remind you also about our friends over at Rouse's. And Rouse's.com is the website. And, well, we give you a website so you can go there. You can find the location nearest you. Then you can find the weekly ads for the one that is convenient for you. But no matter what Rouse's you walk into, it's always going to be convenient because you walk in and they've got the breakfast bar, the lunch bar, the sushi bar, the pre-made meals, the pre-made sides as well. So if you're a family and you just want to go pick something up and have it be easy, they've got that. Rotisserie chicken's right there, and always going to have a local flavor there at your local Rouse's, including My High. If you're trying to stay hydrated. So they got a little bit of everything there. Go to Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com.
That's right. Hey, look, I've, people know me. You know me. I'm a golfer. Been to a lot of golf tournaments. And there's a right way to do it.
Yeah.
There's a not so right way to do it. Look, at the end of the day, it's golf, so you're not going to complain, right? But you go to these tournaments, and I can tell you just looking around, Louisiana Restaurant Association, they're doing it right. Yeah. For one, it's easy for them to do it right, certainly, because when you go to a good golf tournament, you want a nice course.
Yeah.
You want a lot of people. Yeah. You want to eat good food.
Right.
You want to have good beverages, which I'm seeing everywhere. And you want to raise money for a good cause as well. So those are all things. And you want to compete a little bit. You got to compete.
You got to compete.
But the food portion is what really sets off an elite tournament from an okay tournament. Yeah. And so certainly Louisiana Restaurant Association is going to do it right. So I'm looking around at all these tents. This one does it right. And, of course, raising money for all Louisiana Restaurant Associations. A portion of today's funds going directly to LRA Education Foundation, which supports the workforce development across the state and just keeping the restaurant industry leader, which is such an important portion of just Louisiana culture, is the food, right?
Yep.
So the LRA doing the Lord's work here, keeping the good food in our plates right there. So looking around, like good gifts too. I saw this Weber grill over here that is Stars and Stripes. Oh, it's a Stars and Stripes. The American flag Weber grill. I'm about to sign up right now.
Yeah, is it?
Actually, I might just leave with it.
Well, I mean, we're eligible. We don't work for LRA. we can do whatever we want.
Hey, can I get that Weber?
Yeah. Hey, so this is coming home with me. How do I make that happen?
Because I'm an American. I love America.
It's fair.
And I love to grill. The USA. Grilling all the way. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge deal.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Being a radio pro.
It's not. So you're not gonna be able to play today, though. You got to be a businessman, right?
You got to be a businessman. Got a little parent-teacher conference.
I can tell it's hurting you.
Well, I know. Because it's nice. It's just like,
Yeah.
This is nice stuff.
Yeah.
A couple buddies of mine called this weather porn as well. This is good stuff.
That's a new one for me. That's a new one for me.
This is ideal weather. And this little breezeway. It's a little chilly, too.
I usually go with Chamber of Commerce weather. Weather porn works, I guess.
It works, absolutely. You get it.
Yeah, I guess.
You get it.
I don't know. Never heard that one.
Well, I didn't either till I heard it.
Where were those friends from? That feels like a Midwest thing.
No, Louisiana.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we don't
Right
have
here.
many of those days here, so.
So, like, when you get them, you got to celebrate them.
Okay, I was about to say, it's not like we get those often here. I mean, but the last 2 weeks, they have been.
It has been.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It has been top down on the Jeep weather, no doubt.
You got that Jeep at the right time, though, brother.
I really did. All right, so we've got coming up in hour number 3, we're going to have weekend winners. Always look forward to that, or losers. Certainly could be some of those coming up from this past weekend as well. So we got that coming to you at 9 a.m. Probably going to push Dev back to tomorrow since we're on location, be able to have him. So we got that. And also want to talk New Orleans Saints all season. Kind of what they've done. And look, we threw out the dead cap number. It's not great, but they have made some great moves. And now we're starting to see people kind of grade the moves that we've seen because we've had a couple of weeks of free agency. We've had a bunch of trades, record-setting trades. I think 20. I think 20 trades in the offseason. So it is a record for trades in the NFL. We'll have all that for you when we jump back here. Hour number 3.
Off the bench.
RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com. And now, once you go to the website, I want to encourage you, go check out the list of locations. I mean, multiple in Baton Rouge, Covington, Houma, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Metairie, Monroe, Prairieville, Shreveport. The list goes on and on. You know, they're on the West Bank. They're in Slidell as well. There is a location that is going to be convenient for you wherever you're listening to us in Louisiana. So once you find that location, start your journey today to feeling like your youthful self again. And that is always going to be at RejuveMeMedical.com.
That's right, 13 locations across Louisiana. And we're not talking about like a dingy, like one-room little clinic. No, these are beautiful, beautiful clinics with a great medical staff, great nursing staff, and great to help you get feeling like your youthful self. Get feeling better, whether it's that energy, whether hormone replacement therapy, whether it's cosmetics, whether it's peptides, weight loss, whatever it is, overall wellness, they can do everything. Rejuve Me Medical, RejuveMeMedical.com.